Hi everyone, I am D. Naga Sudha, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at B.V. Raju Institute of Technology, Narsapur. And today my topic is variables in C language in the course of computational thinking and programming. Now, what is a variable? A variable is nothing but it is a name given to a memory location. For example, if I am taking the value of 10 and I want to store it in a particular memory location, how can I store it? I can't directly write this 10 and go into the memory location, I can't see. So, to store that particular value in a particular memory location, we have to give a name for its value. For example, I am taking the name as A. This is called as a variable now. That is nothing but it is a name given to a memory location. It indicates that, for example, this is a memory location with the variable called A. I am holding it the name of A and its value is 10. Whenever I call this A, this value gets activated. That means its value gets printed. So, the meaning of variable is it is a name given to a memory location. And this variable value can be changed. For example, that depends upon the program we write. We use some operators like plus plus. It indicates that whatever the variable we are using, for example, I am writing A plus plus. This value of A gets incremented once. That means the A value will become 11. So, depending upon the program, the variable value can be altered, changed. That depends upon the program. This is the main meaning of a variable. This variable is very important part in order to write a particular programming language. Okay, the general syntax for writing a particular variable is data type and variable name. Now, what is this data type? Data type is nothing but whatever the variable you are taking, what type of data you are taking. For example, here I have written A is equal to 10. This 10 indicates that the data is in the form of integer. So, I need to write it like int. Int indicates that I am taking the variable value as integer. The value can be anything and this A is nothing but the variable. So, this is the syntax for writing the variable. Okay, and before writing this, we need to understand what is the difference between declaration and initialization. The meaning of declaration is just we are writing int and telling what type of variable I am using. And remember, every C programming language must be terminated with a semicolon. Okay, so this is the declaration. When I write some int A is equal to some value, this is called initialization. Initialization meaning is we are assigning a particular value to that variable. Declaration means just we are only specifying what variable I am using. That's it. This is the main difference between declaration and initialization. Okay. Now, coming to see the examples of the variable declarations are here. The first example is int age. They have taken the variable name as age with the data type as integer. And here we see we can write multiple variables separated with the commas. Here we have used two variables. A is equal to 20 and B is equal to 30 separated by a comma with the data type as integer. And see here we have taken another data type as float, that is F is equal to some float is nothing but decimal values. And C for characters, since it is a characters, we have to represent the characters in a single quotes and strings in double quotes. String is nothing but collection of characters and character is nothing but a single character. So, characters must be represented in the single quotes, strings must be represented in a double quotes. These are the different type of examples how we have to use a particular variable declarations. Okay, next coming to the next, we have some particular rules for defining those names of a variables. The first step is allowed characters. What is the meaning of allowed characters? Means the variable names can have uppercase letters and lowercase letters and meaning. Uppercase letters means capital letters and lowercase letters are nothing but the small letters. That means a variable name can consist of uppercase letters and lowercase letters. Case sensitivity. The meaning of case sensitivity is there is a difference between uppercase letter and the lowercase letter. For example, let us consider an example like, for example, I am taking the variable name as name. Here all the letters of the particular name are all small case letters. But I am writing another variable name as capital N and all three are small letters. Now, though the meaning of the particular variable is same, but here in C language, these both will be treated as two different variables. That is the meaning of case sensitive. All these are in small case. One here it is in capital letter, but the rest of them are in small letters. If you write all in capital letters, then this also will be treated as a different variable. That is the meaning of case sensitivity. Clear? Next come to keywords. That means we cannot use the keywords as a variable name. In C language, we have 32 keywords. Example like int, float, char, double, just so on. We have 32 keywords. The rule is all the 32 keywords cannot be used as a variable name. That is the rule. Okay. Next we have length limitation. The meaning of length limitation is the size of the values whatever we are taking for a variable must be 32 characters. That is from 0 to 31 characters. Better if you use a small length of variable, we can use up to 32 characters. Okay. Next comes your spaces and special characters. Here variable name should not contain spaces and it should not contain the special characters. Special characters meaning is like we have many other special symbols present in the keyboard like commas, full stops, flower brackets, parentheses, etc. Those all cannot be used. The only special character which can be used for declaring a variable is underscore. Okay. So the variable names, from the above mentioned all these rules, the variable name can consist of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, and it can consist of an underscore character. That means a variable name can start with uppercase, lowercase and an underscore character. And variable name can also consist of digits, but it should not be in the first character. That means, for example, _1 name can be a variable name. This is a valid variable, but I cannot write one name because a variable name cannot start with a digit. So this is an invalid variable name. So we have some rules for that. See here, we took the examples of valid and invalid. These are the valid examples and these are the invalid examples. Let us see the valid examples. Int age, float, salary, char, underscore status. As I told, a variable name can start with a underscore character. So this is an underscore here. And double, average, underscore, score. Okay. And int, student count. But coming to the invalid, in the first one we see int first number. Here 1 is a digit. So variable name cannot start with a digit. So this is not a valid variable name. Then coming to the second one, float minus salary. Here minus, this is not valid special character. Only underscore is valid. So this is also not valid. Coming to this, char int. Int is a keyword. So keyword cannot be used as a variable name. So again this is not valid. Now coming to again int double. Double is also a keyword, not valid. Float my dollar symbol var. Dollar is again a special character which cannot be used. So this is also not valid. So these are the differences between how we have to write a particular valid variable name. Okay, clear with this? Next, coming to the next one, there are three components for declaring a variable. First one is variable declaration, variable definition and variable initialization. As I told in the starting of the video that what is the difference between declaration and initialization. Declaration meaning is just we are only specifying what type of variable I am using. For example, int a. I am using a variable of integer data type. This is called as a declaration. When I write some int a is equal to some value, this indicates that this initialization, that is I am assigning the value 5 to the particular variable. So this is the difference between now declaration and initialization. So the first component is variable declaration. As I said, here we are only specifying what type of variable we are using, and since we are only specifying the variable name, here no memory is allocated for the particular variable in the memory location. Okay, we are only just indicating that I am using so and so variable. So this is an example for a particular variable declaration like hash include stdio.h, int main, variable declaration, and the variable declarations are here I am using int age, float salary, char sum initial and returning the value. That means here just I have used the declaration part that only specified what variables I am going to use in a program. This is about the variable declaration. Next, coming to the variable definition, here we write a value, we give a value to a variable where memory allocation is allocated for a variable. In the previous case, we only specified a variable where no memory is allocated. Here, we are giving a value to a variable with a particular memory location. So, this is called as variable definition. That means here we reserve the memory space for a particular variable. The example is, see here in the program, int age equal to 25, age equal to 25, salary equal to 2500.5 and initial starting is with the character called J and returning 0. This is about the variable definition part. That means giving the value to a variable with some memory location. This is about the variable definition. Next, coming to the variable initialization. Here initialization, as I told, we assign a particular value to a variable, and here in the initialization the value will not remain constant. The value will change depending upon the program. As I told previously that if I take a is equal to 10 and if I perform a plus plus, a value will be incremented and a value will become 1. This a plus plus is nothing but a plus 1. Adding 1 to a value will become 11. So depending upon the program, a value will change. That means initialization of a particular variable will change. See, in the example here, in the first age we took 25 and salary is 2500.5 and initial as J. Now age I have modified it into 30 and salary also I have changed it into some 3000.0. That means whenever, now after this program, if I want to use a particular age as a variable, you will get the value as 30, not 25. That means the value has been changed from 25 to 30. Whenever now if you want to print the age, your answer will be 30, and if you want to print the salary, your answer will be 3000.0. So the variable initialization means the value or the variable value whichever you take in the initial case won't remain constant. It depends on whatever the program we write, the variable value will change. This is about the variable initialization. I hope this is clear about the variable concept in C, which is very important in order to write a particular C program. Without these variables, we cannot write a program. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.